Selena Gomez didn't just marry Benny Blanco, she staged the ultimate revenge. Her Montecito wedding wasn't only about love, it was a statement, a final, crystal-clear message to Justin Bieber and to the world that the Jelena saga is over. After years of public heartbreak, messy rumors, and comparisons she never asked for, Selena walked into her fairy tale not to relive the past, but to bury it. Fans aren't just celebrating her vows, they're calling it the closure of a decade-long story. The proof that she finally moved on while Justin is still caught in his own chaos. The timing, the secrecy, even the guest list. Everything about this wedding screamed, "I'm in control now." And when you look at what happened around it, from Justin's suspicious posts to the rumors that followed, it's clear Selena's biggest victory wasn't the ceremony. It was showing the world who really won. The Montecito ceremony had all the makings of a dream. Hidden estate, private shuttles, classic floral decor, and a gown that looked straight out of a storybook. But this wasn't just another celebrity wedding. I see it as Selena crafting a fairy tale on her terms, one designed to show the world she's finally free. Justin rushed into marriage back in 2018, almost as if he was running from heartbreak. Selena waited nearly 6 years. She healed, she grew, and when she said "I do," it wasn't about rushing or proving something to the world. It was about proving something to herself. That patience became her power. The reaction online only proved how much this moment meant. One fan wrote, "How does it feel to be forgotten?" I think that single comment speaks louder than any tabloid headline, because it shows the internet no longer sees Justin as part of her story. Another fan added, "You lose her for always." I see that as the clearest reminder that her wedding wasn't just love, it was closure. These weren't random words. They were the crowd's verdict, stamping the end of the Jelena saga. Selena didn't just move on, she made sure the world did too. Everyone remembers Justin Bieber's "I do" post. Dropping it within an hour of Selena's vows didn't feel like timing. It felt like a statement. The lyrics weren't groundbreaking, and the nods to red lips and old tattoos only reminded people of a history Selena has already outgrown. Instead of celebrating his own work, the internet dragged him for trying to slip into her spotlight. I think that moment exposed more than the song itself. It showed a man still tangled in the past, while the woman he once loved was walking forward without looking back. Then came the club video, surfacing just as her fairy tale photos went viral. Clips showed him partying while Selena glowed in white, and the reactions were brutal. One Reddit user said, "Go home and take care of your kid, loser." I see that as more than an insult. It was fans openly telling him to grow up while his ex leveled up. Another added, "He's trying to distract himself from the wedding." That comment summed up exactly how people viewed the timing, as if every move was a failed attempt to cover up pain. Together, the post and the video told the same story. Selena's vows were closure, while Justin looked like he was still searching for one. I was genuinely shocked that Hailey Bieber stayed completely silent. September 13th, the date she and Justin always honored, passed with no tribute. Not a post, not a story, not even a cryptic message. And then, during Selena's wedding, she stayed quiet again. I think that silence was deafening. It wasn't just restraint, it felt like absence. Fans were quick to notice. Some called it self-protection, others claimed she was avoiding being compared to Selena's fairy tale, but the narrative still hit hard. Hailey had nothing to say while Selena had everything. And then came the twist. Justin's younger sister Jazmyn reportedly liked Selena's wedding post, and the internet erupted with speculation. One fan said, "I wonder if she misses Selena." I bet Hailey would be bothered by her liking it, and it makes me wonder if she likes Hailey that much, as it could make her uncomfortable. I see that as fans suggesting even family ties could create tension in Hailey's marriage. Another wrote, "I can't see." But it's sweet from her. I think that reaction showed how warmly people received Jazmyn's gesture, framing it as support for Selena. Either way, Hailey's silence and Jazmyn's left Justin looking even more alone. In the middle of all the headlines, another rumor tried to stir the pot. Claims that Selena's mom, Mandy Teefey, was angry about not walking her daughter down the aisle. At first glance, it looked like the kind of story tabloids live for, a fairy tale wedding shadowed by family tension. But the truth turned out to be the complete opposite. Mandy herself stepped in and shut it down, calling the idea ludicrous. She revealed that Selena's grandfather walked her instead, describing it as a moment that felt like a fairy tale come true. I think that statement said everything. It wasn't bitterness, it was pride. Fans immediately sided with Mandy. To them, her words were proof that Selena's wedding wasn't about drama. It was about family, love, and choosing the people who had been there through it all. One fan wrote, "Her mom doesn't need the spotlight, she's just happy her daughter found peace." I see that as a sharp contrast to Justin's world, where silence, cryptic posts, and speculation dominate every family interaction. Selena's camp looks united, his looks fractured. By shutting down the rumor herself, Mandy not only protected her daughter's day, but also reminded everyone what really mattered. There were no feuds, no fights, just a mother celebrating the fact that her daughter finally found happiness. And that happiness, more than any headline, became Selena's ultimate revenge. Taylor Swift's appearance at the wedding gave the night even more weight. Reports say she delivered a heartfelt speech, praising Selena's strength and celebrating the journey that led her here. But almost as soon as the toast ended, Taylor slipped out, flying back to Kansas City to catch Travis Kelce's game. Some fans saw it as loyalty in action, showing up no matter how brief. Others whispered that it felt like a check-the-box appearance. I think both reactions missed the bigger point. Even a short moment from Taylor was enough to make headlines, proving how far Selena's circle of support stretches. And Taylor wasn't the only one. Paris Hilton was spotted celebrating, Paul Rudd brought his quiet charm, and Martin Short reportedly played a role that gave the ceremony a personal, family-like touch. New details revealed that the wedding wasn't flashy Hollywood excess. It was carefully curated to feel intimate, with laughter, inside jokes, and moments that belonged only to those who mattered. I see that guest list as Selena's shield. These weren't people chasing cameras, they were friends and family chosen with intention. And every single one of them stood as proof that Selena's life is built on authenticity, not performance. While Justin was caught up in noise and speculation, Selena was surrounded by people who lifted her higher. The difference couldn't have been clearer, and the message couldn't have been louder. Selena's wedding didn't just make headlines, it sent shockwaves straight through Justin's world. For years, September 13th was sacred for him and Hailey, a day he never forgot to honor. Sweet captions, throwbacks, little love notes posted publicly. But this year, silence. No tribute, no cryptic message, not even a recycled picture. I think that silence said everything. Instead of celebrating his own marriage, Justin let the day pass as if it had lost its meaning. And it happened in the exact same month Selena walked down the aisle. Fans immediately connected the dots. Some said he skipped it to avoid comparisons. Others claimed the silence was calculated. But the bigger picture was clear. Selena's vows left him rattled. And the proof didn't stop there. His mom, Patty Mallette, suddenly posted a public prayer. Heal every wound in his heart, mind, and body, seen and unseen. Restore what's been stolen and cover him in wholeness. To me, those words didn't sound like pride in a stable son. They read like desperation, like a family admitting Justin wasn't okay. When Selena said, "I do," she didn't just bury the past. She exposed how fragile Justin's present really is. The woman he once broke rebuilt herself stronger. And in doing so, she left him standing in the ruins of a life that looks perfect on Instagram, but crumbles under silence, cryptic prayers, and unspoken tension. That's not coincidence. That's the power of revenge delivered through peace. Selena Gomez's wedding wasn't just a ceremony. It was the final page in a story that defined a generation. She waited, she healed, and when she chose love, she did it on her own terms. Every detail, from the secrecy to the guest list, proved she no longer lives in Justin's shadow. I think that's why the internet called it closure, because while she stood radiant in her fairy tale, Justin was left scrambling, silent, and exposed. His posts, his family's prayers, even Hailey's silence. All of it showed a world unsettled by the fact that Selena finally won. In the end, her greatest revenge wasn't saying his name. It was proving she didn't need to anymore.